Stop scrolling right now because what you are about to hear changed everything fans thought they knew about Dylan Wang and Shen Yue, and if you truly care about their journey, stay until the very end and subscribe to K-Drama Haven because this story is not just about a goodbye, it is about growth, memories, and a chapter closing in the most unexpected way. For years, Dylan Wang and Shen Yue have been linked in the hearts of fans around the world. Ever since their unforgettable chemistry lit up the screen, people have rooted for them, analyzed their interviews, replayed behind-the-scenes clips, and held onto every shared smile. Their dynamic felt effortless, natural, real. So when rumors began circulating that Dylan had given Shen Yue a final goodbye, the internet did not stay calm. It started with a quiet moment. No dramatic announcement. No official statement. Just a subtle shift that fans immediately noticed. At a recent event, Dylan was asked about working with Shen Yue again. His answer was thoughtful, respectful, but different from what people expected. He spoke about gratitude, about memories, about how some chapters are meant to stay beautiful in the past. That single response sent shockwaves through fan communities. Clips spread across social media within minutes. Fans replayed his tone, his facial expression, the way he paused before finishing his sentence. Some believed it sounded like closure. Others thought it was simply maturity. But everyone agreed on one thing. It felt significant. Shen Yue soon appeared at her own public schedule. When asked about past collaborations, she smiled warmly and said she cherishes every project that helped shape her career. She did not mention Dylan directly. She did not avoid his name either. She simply spoke with calm appreciation. That calmness only intensified the speculation. People began asking if something had happened behind the scenes. Had there been a disagreement, a misunderstanding, or was this simply two professionals moving forward in different directions? Longtime supporters remembered their early interviews filled with laughter and playful teasing. They remembered how naturally they interacted on stage. The comfort was undeniable, and that is why this possible goodbye felt heavier than ordinary. But here is where the story becomes deeper than rumor. Growth changes people. Careers evolve. Priorities shift. Dylan Wang has expanded his range with new roles that challenge him in different ways. Shen Yue has carved her own unique path, taking on projects that highlight her individuality. Both have matured not just as actors but as public figures. Sometimes what fans interpret as distance is actually development. Industry insiders quietly suggested that scheduling conflicts and creative direction often influence future collaborations. Not personal drama, not emotional fallout, just timing and professional focus. Yet the emotional connection fans built over the years made the idea of a final goodbye feel almost personal. It is easy to forget that what audiences see on screen is crafted storytelling. Powerful, yes. Memorable, yes. But still part of a larger creative journey. One particularly touching moment occurred when a fan asked Dylan directly during a live interaction whether he would reunite with Shen Yue. He smiled gently and said that some partnerships are unforgettable and no matter where life takes them, those memories remain. It was not dramatic. It was not cold. It was reflective. Shen Yue later posted a message about gratitude and new beginnings. While it did not reference anyone specifically, fans connected the dots anyway. They saw symbolism in every word, every emoji, every timing detail. The phrase "final goodbye" began trending across fan pages. But was it truly a goodbye or simply acceptance that seasons change? What makes this story powerful is not confirmed conflict, but emotional transition. When two artists who once created something iconic move forward separately, it can feel like an ending. But endings are not always negative. Sometimes they are quiet acknowledgments that growth requires space. Observers also pointed out something important. Neither Dylan nor Shen Yue displayed bitterness. There were no cryptic posts, no unfollows, no visible tension, just calm progression. That calm speaks volumes. The entertainment industry thrives on dramatic headlines, but sometimes the most meaningful moments are the subtle ones. A pause before answering, a thoughtful smile, a shift in wording. These details can feel louder than any official announcement. Perhaps this was not a final goodbye between individuals, but a farewell to a specific era. The era when fans could hope for endless reunions. The era of youthful on-screen magic that captured hearts worldwide. And yet something remains unchanged. Respect. Dylan has consistently acknowledged the importance of his early projects. Shen Yue has expressed appreciation for experiences that shaped her career. Their shared history is not erased by new directions. If anything, it becomes part of their foundation. The real lesson here may be about letting stories evolve. Fans often hold on to moments that meant something special to them. That connection is beautiful. But artists must continue growing beyond a single chapter. As we reflect on this possible final goodbye, the bigger picture becomes clearer. It is not about loss. It is about transformation. Two individuals who once stood side by side, now walking separate paths with mutual acknowledgement of what they created together. And maybe that is the most powerful ending of all. If this story touched you, share your thoughts below. Do you believe this was truly a final goodbye or simply the next stage of their journey? Follow K-Drama Haven for more deep dives into the stories behind your favorite stars, because sometimes the quietest moments carry the strongest meaning. After Dylan's reflective statement at the press event, the atmosphere online shifted from shock to investigation. Fans did not just replay the clip. They analyzed it frame by frame. His breathing pattern, the softness in his eyes, the slight upward curve of his smile. It did not look forced. It looked peaceful. And that peace confused people. If this were a dramatic fallout, there would have been tension, coldness, avoidance. Instead, what viewers saw was someone who had already processed whatever transition had taken place. That realization led many to rethink their initial reaction. Meanwhile, Shen Yue attended a separate fashion event only days later. Cameras followed her every move as reporters asked subtle questions about past collaborations. She remained composed and elegant. When Dylan's name was mentioned, she responded with warmth, calling their shared project a meaningful part of her growth as an actress. Her tone carried no hesitation. In fact, some fans noticed something almost poetic. She spoke in past tense when referencing that era, not with regret, but with closure. The way someone talks about a treasured memory from school or an unforgettable journey abroad. Important. Cherished. Completed. That word completed began trending across fan communities. But here is where the story becomes even more interesting. Industry insiders began quietly pointing out how both stars had recently signed onto projects that pushed them into entirely new creative directions. Dylan's upcoming roles leaned toward intense, character-driven storytelling. Shen Yue's projects showcased a more mature, emotional depth. Their professional paths were expanding rapidly. Sometimes, when careers accelerate simultaneously, the timing for reunions becomes complicated. Not impossible, just unlikely in the short term. And yet fans continued hoping. During a fan meet, Dylan was asked again whether he would consider working with Shen Yue in the future. This time his answer was slightly different. He said that life brings unexpected opportunities, but he believes some collaborations are perfect because they happened at exactly the right moment in time. That sentence felt final to many. Not harsh, not dismissive, but final in the way someone closes a beloved book and places it carefully back on the shelf. Shen Yue later shared a heartfelt message about gratitude and new beginnings. She wrote about embracing change without fear and trusting that every chapter shapes who we become. The timing of her message sparked waves of interpretation. Was she responding indirectly? Was it coincidence? Or was it simply her personal reflection unrelated to the rumors? The beauty of the situation lies in its subtlety. There was no confrontation, no dramatic confession. Just two individuals quietly acknowledging that growth sometimes means walking forward independently. Longtime fans began shifting their perspective. Instead of asking why they said goodbye, they started appreciating what they had created together. Their on-screen chemistry remains untouched. Their interviews remain joyful snapshots of a specific era in their lives. Perhaps the most powerful realization is this. A final goodbye does not erase the impact of what came before. It simply means that moment served its purpose. As the online noise slowly softened, something unexpected happened. Respect replaced speculation. Many fans expressed admiration for how gracefully both Dylan and Shen Yue handled the situation. In an industry where minor misunderstandings can spiral into chaos, their calm maturity stood out. And maybe that is the true lesson of part 2. Sometimes the strongest relationships are the ones that end without bitterness. Sometimes the most meaningful connections are honored by allowing them to exist in memory rather than forcing them to continue artificially. So was Dylan's final goodbye to Shen Yue a sign of distance or a sign of growth? Perhaps it was both. Share your thoughts below. Do you believe this marks the end of an unforgettable era or the beginning of separate journeys that will one day reconnect? Follow K-Drama Haven for part 3 because the final perspective might surprise you.